All right, so really we have all of our measured out ingredients here. We have our flour, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna add sugar flour, the baking powder, salt, using our fork, mix it all around. Normally I would have a bigger bowl, and I would probably use a whisk for this, and I might sift it all, but trying to simplify it for you to be able to do this at home. So these are gonna be like all of our dry ingredients. The next part is gonna be like add your butter. Now, normally you would use a tool like this, all right? This is what we call like a pastry blender, and you would basically pound the butter into it that way. So let me go back a second. This recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of butter. So just so you know, a stick is half a cup of butter. 2 sticks would be a cup of butter. So a stick and a half would be 3/4 of a cup. And what I did, because I know I have to cut this up, is I have my stick and a half of butter and I already kind of cut it up into little cubes here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to my mixture. Now, since I don't have one of these, but I have one of these, but you might not have one at home, I'm going to use our fork and I'm going to kind of break it down like that. Now you can use a knife too, to just kind of like cut it up into smaller pieces. You know, I'm using cold butter, and you know what I'm actually going to do? My hands are clean. I'm just going to kind of use my hands and get dirty, and just kind of break it up with my fingers also. Or the wet ingredients. So I have my 1 cup of milk over here, 1 egg, flour my hands a little bit so it doesn't stick too much. Try and get it to be the right consistency. So I probably added about another, half a cup that was on the table. And then you're gonna form your scones. Now, the baking powder is gonna make it rise. And if you can see, you're gonna see like little chunks of butter all throughout the scone, okay? How I like to do my scones is like flatten it out, make like a little rectangle. Chloe, will you give me a knife? Now normally I would use parchment paper on this, but I just have to lightly grease it. Now these are gonna go in the oven and they'll be out shortly. All right, everyone. Here are our scones, fresh out of the oven. You notice that they are nice and golden brown. It was about 12 minutes in my oven, so make sure you want to like pay attention. Once they start to look like this, that means they're going to be done. And yeah, one thing I want you to notice is that the table. Hopefully you notice that the table is clean. So one thing about when you're cooking is use your time wisely. When this was in the oven, I used that time to make sure I re-cleaned and sanitized my area that I was using before. So that is an important step whenever you're cooking. So make sure you guys are doing that. We'll come back in a second and I'll show you how to make these look pretty and taste even better. So now the scones are done, it's time to plate. So got a cute little plate over here. Grab one of our scones, throw it on it. And what are we gonna put on top? Well, let's put a little like sugar glaze, I guess. So what I have here is, I have 1/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of water. Just a teaspoon. You can use milk. I'm using water because it was right there. And then, stir this up. And guys, it's going to be enough liquid. Then from there, just get this started to go, and then I just go.
If you enjoyed this video, please go follow at Mr. Faria CUSD on Instagram. We are almost at 100 followers, and we will be giving a shout out to someone who subscribes, turn on post notifications, and comments down below when they're done. Let's make it to 100.